ruckus after they get drunk. Big impact to the Republic campaign. Sources say strict instructions issued to all airlines to report any kind of unruly act. Nation comes together as passengers now begin to share their experiences and support the Republic campaign. We say louds not allowed on planes. Delhi police's key witness in the hit-and-run case found to be accused in a drugs case. She is currently out on bail. Same Congress party that defended the terrorist Sharik now dons silence as their own leader's son is arrested in Shiv Moga bomb blast case. And the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand holds a key meet with the NDMA officials amidst the Joshimath crisis. More families identified. The evacuation process is still on. A very good evening. The show's called The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. Today we are putting our focus back on the Delhi hit-and-run case. You must be wondering that what is it that has happened on the case so far? Is there a breakthrough? Why today all of a sudden are we reporting the entire case? So let's quickly rewind to what happened exactly 9 days ago. On the intervening night of the 31st and the 1st is where Anjali is found dead. Now no one knows what really has happened with her. It's only after intense media pressure and umpteen number of CCTV footages that finally the Delhi police, who wanted to initially hush up the entire case, admitted that yes, there is more to the case than what meets the eye. But that is not the story. The story is about the key eyewitness in the entire case. Ladies and gentlemen, her name is Nidhi. Now, Nidhi has claimed a lot of things. A lot of these claims have fallen flat. But what today is the biggest sensational disclosure in the case is that Nidhi has a criminal background. Nidhi was arrested in 2020. She's out on bail. These are serious charges of NDPS, about narcotic substances. She was carrying drugs. That is where she was apprehended in Agra. Did the Delhi police not do a background check? Or do they believe that Nidhi as a witness can still be trusted? Those are some of the hard-hitting questions that we'll try to get answers to. First up, the entire story. This is a Republic investigation. Sit back and watch what we have learned so far about Nidhi.
With each passing day, there is a fresh twist in the Delhi hit-and-run case. Nidhi, a pillion rider, came forward with a theory that Anjali was intoxicated on the day of accident.
मेरी फ्रेंड वहाँ पे पार्टी कर रहे थे उस दौरान उसने थोड़ी ज़्यादा ड्रिंक कर ली थी ड्रिंक करने के बाद उसको होश नहीं था हमारी इस बात पे बहस हो रही थी सबको ये जानना है ना किस बात पे हमारी इस बात पे बहस हो रही थी उसने कहा था मैं ड्राइविंग करूंगी मैंने कहा था कि तू ड्राइविंग नहीं करेगी मैं ड्राइविंग करूंगी.
She also claimed that she knew Anjali's family.
और आप अंजलि और उनके पेरेंट्स को नहीं जानती, राइट?
हाँ जी जानती हूँ. पेरेंट्स सिर्फ उसकी मॉम है, मदर है, फादर नहीं है उसके. ठीक है.
All of these claims were debunked. The pillion rider and an eyewitness in the case built a web of lies in which she was stuck. Now, in a massive twist to this ongoing case, it has been revealed that Nidhi was an accused in a drug smuggling case and was arrested in December 2020. She had been intercepted and arrested at the Agra railway station for bringing narcotics from Telangana.
2020 में दिसंबर महीने में गांजा तस्करों के खिलाफ एक जो हम लोगों का अभियान चलता है उसी क्रम में 3 व्यक्ति अरेस्ट हुए थे जिसमें एक निधि थी, दूसरा जो है एक समीर उर्फ माही करके था और तीसरा जो है रवि कुमार था. रवि कुमार और माही जो है ये लोग अमन बिहार के थे और निधि जो है सुल्तानपुरी की थी जिसको इनके पास से 30 केजी गांजा जो है वो बरामद हुआ था.
With this new revelation, it is a big concern if Nidhi's statements can be trusted for a fair investigation. The burning question is, are the cops making an unreliable witness the star witness? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So why today are so many questions being raised about Nidhi? Is Nidhi a credible witness? Did the Delhi police do a background check? And can Nidhi, who has some very, very serious charges under this entire FIR that, remember, has been accessed by Republic all through this evening today, you've seen us putting out more details. Why is the Delhi police hell-bent right now on projecting her as the key eyewitness? That's going to be our crucial question. Let's say good evening to Shivam Chhabra. He's a spokesperson of the Delhi BJP. Surendra Chauhan is an advocate and a political analyst. I also do see Shubh Malhotra, political analyst, and she leans towards the AAP. And Vikram Singh is a former DGP of the state of Uttar Pradesh. And though I wanted to take our first question to Dr. Vikram Singh Saab, but I think we'll just fix that line with him so that we can ask him those very important questions that someone who's been in law enforcement can actually tell us. But let's ask Surendra Chauhan because he's also an advocate on the panel. Now, Mr. Chauhan, tell me something. When you hear whatever we have found out about Nidhi, she is the key eyewitness in the entire case. She allegedly had made a lot of claims. A lot of them, claims are unverified. Some of them have fallen flat. Anjali's family says we do not believe her. We do not know how and when she came in contact with Anjali. And now, sir, there is this entire FIR that says that she was earlier arrested. She's out on bail. These are charges of NDPS. Can Nidhi be trusted?
Well, as far as trusting her, it is very premature that to discuss that. The investigating agencies have to grill her and has to go into the depth of the investigation, that what were the circumstances, what are the circumstances under which this entire scenario took place. So she is the key witness and she needs to be grilled by the investigating agencies. I feel that, personally I feel as a lawyer, that investigating agencies are not doing justice to the case so far.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that, Mr. Chauhan?
Well, you see, already it's been longer period, and if nothing clinching have been recovered from by the police in this case, fact of the matter is that for 12 or 13 odd hours, the Baleno car is moving in Delhi and the police is not taken any action at any point. So it is a failure of Delhi police and as well as the investigating agencies that for these 12-13 hours, what the policing was doing in the entire Sultanpur Kanjhavla area. Though it's an isolated place, but still the PCR vans are stationed on every interval. So they ought to have taken serious actions, and I have information that the police was called number of times by certain bypassers also.
5 times.
So there is a
Yes,
laxity
Mr.
on
Chauhan,
part of the
5
police.
PCR calls were made. None of those calls were responded to. I think you raise a lot of valid points, and let's see if Shivam has an answer to that. Then we'll also get in Vikram Singh Saab and Shubh both with us. Shivam, why is it today that nothing has happened on the case so far? And tell me something, do you in principle believe that someone who has a past like this, she's been allegedly transporting drugs, she was caught by the GRP, this is near Agra Cant. What is the compulsion? Why is the Delhi police in such a hurry to call her the witness and seal the case?
See, I think the more of the answering should be done by the Delhi police, and ideally I am not the right person to answer these questions. But I think prima facie I would like to say the way the investigation has happened, I think the Delhi police have catch hold of almost all the accused who were basically running in that car and probably dragging that poor girl. I think, and also I would say
that they've done a good job. According to you, Shivam Chhabra, and you say you are not in your capacity to answer about the Delhi police, but the last we checked, the Delhi police is under the Home Ministry.
Agreed. Point taken. But police is itself is an capable agency to answer to a probe that has been going on, and I think the Delhi police is doing its bit. But I think, and as far as the Nidhi's part is concerned, and your investigation that has turned out to be, yes, it is a matter of concern. But I think a matter which has gone, 2 years back, should not be relatable to it. The CCTV footage that has come out in public.
Really? So are you defending Nidhi? You know, Shivam, it's surprising, and I want to open this up to Shubh and to Vikram Singh Saab. You believe that a case that dates back to 2020 should not be held up against Nidhi. But do you understand what the case said? I'm not sure if Vikram Singh Sir can hear us, and I'll just ask our team if he can. And in the meantime, I want to get Shubh. I want to get Shubh very quickly. No, because Shivam, I haven't seen the BJP out in the streets protesting either. Why aren't today you asking questions and accountability from the Delhi police? 5 PCR calls were made. None of those calls, we must not forget, Shivam Chhabra, were not responded to. 18,000 policemen on the streets of Delhi. Here, Anjali today is no more. So someone has to be accountable. No, Mr. Shivam?
I do agree that it was a sad incident, and I think we should also realize the fact that the Delhi police has the more answering to do. They are the law enforcement agency, and they need to come up and answer that why this kind of an incident happened. Amid so much of let us say police deployment almost on the New Year Eve and the first day of the year. So I think the Delhi police is capable of enough of answering all your questions being put up to them. The only thing I can say is that yes, it is a worst incident that could happen to Delhi, and that too at the start of the new year. And I think I only can say that the poor girl gets the justice as soon as possible. We also have demanded it. I think the Home Ministry is also
Shivam,
already.
I have a real problem with you calling Anjali poor. Shivam, I have a real problem when you call Anjali poor. She does not need sympathies. You have to act. And this is the reason why when you have a political party on the panel and they say, listen, go and ask Delhi police. This actually exposes that no political party is here fighting for justice. All that you care for, Shivam, had this been a Congress-ruled state, would you not have been out on the streets? Tell me that. And today you're saying that Nidhi's background should have nothing to do with the entire case? Nidhi had made so many claims. Anjali's family doesn't believe those claims. The Delhi police today has not clarified whether they have gone into the background of Nidhi or not. Whether they believe that Nidhi is their own sole eyewitness in the entire case. Have they questioned her? Have they contradicted the claims that she has made, Shivam? Why today are you defending Nidhi?
I'm saying let us not jump the goals. Let the Delhi police investigate the case in the best possible manner they can do it. Let them give it a fair chance that they can probably come up with good conclusions. We are basically doing it. And yes, your investigative report that has come out in public
Shivam,
today.
I clearly have understood. I clearly have understood that you will not do anything but only lip service on the case. So let's get in Vikram Singh and Shubh Malhotra, both who haven't spoken. Vikram Singh, sir, we've spoken, sir, earlier in the day. Today you have the BJP spokesperson who says, why hold up a case that Nidhi had in 2020 to this? What is the problem? Why should we even talk about this case? And he says Delhi police is doing a fine and a good enough job.
Let me tell you that Delhi police has not covered itself with glory in this case. Multiple horrible fault lines. DCP Harinder coming out with something like a defense advocate that it was just an accident and there is no foul play. Then a belated arrest in spite of repeated calls by the Good Samaritan, no response from the PCR and no action taken against those who failed to respond to the Good Samaritan when he called for them to react. Number 3, the flip-flop action in not subjecting the 5 accused to alcohol test and other tests like lie detector test. And also I come down to Nidhi's case. Now a person who has been booked 2 years ago in Agra Kant for NDPS Act, that should have been in the radar. She did not appear in the court of law for multiple summons. That should have been sufficient reasons for them to coordinate with the Agra police and ensured her presence in the court of law. Obviously, the level of surveillance that was expected in the capital of Delhi, that did not happen. They did not know that she is a wanted accused of an NDPS case and out on bail. And then to subject her to 164 statement of the CRPC without taking into account that the multiple contradictions that emerged in her statement also, and also her inability to explain the sources of the 16 lakhs that she got to fund her house. There are so many things that need to be put, the pieces of various pieces of jigsaw puzzle together before she would have been subjected to 164. What was the hurry? 164 comes only when there are ripe fruits in your reach, not just any half-baked statement that comes with multiple contradiction and we subject that person to a 164 CRPC. You have eminent lawyers that they would know 164 CRPC is a very serious matter. It is not possible for anybody to retract from that. What was the urgency? Why was this urgency not shown in case of the medical examination of the 5 accused, and also prompt registration of the FIR, prompt and proactive action in respect of sending the patrol cars, prompt and proactive action in respect of surveillance of bad characters on the New Year's Eve? There are certain things that you not be selective in being proactive. You cannot be selective at all. What was expected, we are very disappointed. We had expected a lot more. But now the horrible fault lines that have emerged, and what my political friends are saying, they are welcome to say that, but it is our right and question to raise questions so that the investigation does not go haywire. It is on tracks and on rails.
Absolutely. I think every word of what Vikram Singh today had said, Shivan Chhabra, should ring a bell. Should ring a bell. He's been a former law enforcement officer. He actually does understand where and how does police work, where do they lack, what really is the standard operating procedure, and why today are questions being raised in the Delhi police. And before I go to Shubh, only with your permission, Shubh, I have to ask the counter question to Shivam Chhabra. Shivam Chhabra, are you aware of the many contradictions in Nidhi's claim? And tell me something, if someone is your close friend, your friend is involved in an accident, would you just leave your friend dying on the road and go back home? And, just wake up after 70 hours? Will you do that? Can Nidhi then be trusted?
It is absolutely shocking. It is absolutely shocking. I mean, this is fine.
I today want to know.
Led by Nidhi.
We've moved beyond the shock. We've moved beyond the horror. Is this case going to be turning up to a case of a cover-up? Something what Vikram Singh Saab has alluded towards. And this is why the accountability of the Delhi police, Shivam, becomes very important. And I'm asking you because the BJP is ruling the government in the national capital, and it is the Home Ministry that is, looking at the Delhi police. No heads have rolled. Has anyone been held accountable?
See, Vikram Singh Saab has also raised questions on the working Delhi police, and so am I doing it. There is no contradictions to what I'm saying. The only thing what I'm saying is, as far as the political party is concerned, the government is concerned, I'm only saying that the Home Ministry is keeping a close watch on this entire incident that has happened. And
but
I think the Honorable Home Minister has already.
That's exactly what Vikram Singh Saab said under 164. Under section 164, you haven't understood that. So, Shivam, I think I've made repeated attempts to get an answer out of you, but I have failed. And I think we should now find out, Shubh. So, how will a probe even happen, Shivam, when you have someone who's been allegedly a drug, pusher? Do you want me to read out this FIR, what all it says? How did they conceal it? They got this ganja, about 10 kilograms, moving in from Telangana with 3 more boys. Apprehended in Agra. She's out on bail today. At the time of the accident, she is with Anjali, but later no one knows where she is. Apparently, she buys a huge house. 16 lakhs in cash is what is given, as we are given to understand. Does the Delhi police not believe that these are red flags?
No, see, this is what I'm trying to say. It is for Delhi police to answer.
Yeah, no, I was quite surprised to hear my co-panelists say. Yeah, no, I was. No, all of these are, pretty much seem like typical distraction mechanisms on part of Delhi police and trying to distract the public from their inability to address this crime as it happened and to address and give proper redressal to the mother of this young girl who was a taxpayer of Delhi, who pays for the salaries of Delhi police and the Honorable LG, and whose taxes also go to the central government under whom the Delhi police is. So, it raises such a big question for women like me in Delhi, who are working women, who go out and earn the bread and pay these taxes, but still do not get what they deserve. Not just at the time, crime happens because of two reasons. One, when someone, perpetrates the crime. And the second thing is that when the agency that is supposed to address the crime when it is happening expresses an inability to do so. And in both these counts, the Delhi police, the LG and the central government have failed this girl. And I feel very sad to hear my co-panelists say that, she was a poor girl and it is a sad incident. It is a heinous incident. And, if Delhi police does not pull up its socks, I will go ahead and address the elephant in the room, that the first arrest was that of a BJP functionary. And, his posters were right outside the same Sultanpuri police station, inside which...
Nobody is justifying that.
Please. You can shout all you want. You can shout all you want.
Because you've made that allegation. Let's set the record straight. Let's set the record straight because Netas will want to politicize every issue. But Shivam, tell me something. Are these allegations true? What Shubh is saying, what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying, is that true, Shivam? Does that one of the accused has any connection to the BJP whatsoever, yes or no?
I'm not here to answer any political allegation. You got a political allegation against me? Let us not politicize the murder of a young girl.
It is a factual allegation.
One of the accused, as the AAP alleges, Shivam, you're getting so worked up on this allegation and absolutely not worked up on the credibility and the lack of it on the key eyewitness in the entire case, Shivam. Why no outrage for Anjali? Why no outrage for justice for Anjali? Why no outrage for getting someone like a Nidhi who decides to keep quiet and who actually turns out to be a drug pusher, being pushed as a star key eyewitness in the entire case? Why no outrage then?
We are jumping the goals. We are actually running too fast to get the conclusions down here. Let us give a fair chance to Delhi police to investigate the case.
Anjali is gone. Anjali is no more. 9 days have gone ahead. Can you tell me where has the investigation reached? Vikram Singh Saab, I think we must get him here. Yeah, Vikram Singh sir. We are running too fast, he says. The BJP says, wait, be patient.
Of course, everybody is patient. The Delhi police has every right to conduct the investigation scientifically, appropriately, but the investigation has to have the same sanctity as the judicial proceedings. And if people are raising fingers, it is for the Delhi police to say that these fingers need not be raised. But yes, what was left unsaid by one esteemed panelist, that Manoj Mittal happens to be an office bearer. I do not belong to any political party, nor do I have any political ambitions. Let me make it very clear before I go further. That Manoj Mittal happens to be close to the BJP or an office bearer, a junior functionary. It is also reported and alleged, I don't know how one is true, that Manoj Mittal is involved in Satta operations. Number 3, no person private can have his hoarding opposite dot next to the boundary wall of a police station unless there is some kind of close proximity between the two. I can make it very clear. No police station in the country would allow this kind of hoarding unless there is some mutual understanding. Under these circumstances, the Delhi police needs to come down whether Manoj Mittal is an actual accused or he is not an accused.
This is very sad. It is sad.
Let it be sad.
Tell me a single leader who has come in defense of whosoever you are mentioning. Please come up with a single leader who defended him. This is unfortunate.
No leader
Please don't politicize the man.
Please don't, but you will not persecute him. Your police will not persecute him. You want people to come and defend him. But your police will not persecute him.
I don't even know him. None of the BJP leaders are endorsing him. We are all demanding him. Mittal is guilty. He should be put to justice. He should be handled. I am saying it on the record. But please don't politicize it. I'm sorry. But please don't politicize it.
I'm placing facts. I don't have to politicize it because I'm not in politics. What I'm saying is a basic fact. The police soft pedal on the issue. They took their own time in apprehending them. They did not.
I do agree.
And they spoke like a defense.
But that has got nothing to do with the case. That has got nothing to do with the merits of the case. He should be put behind the bars. He should be hanged till death if he is guilty. I am saying this on record, irrespective of his political affiliation, sir. I am saying this on record. How does it make a difference? BJP, Aam Aadmi Party, Congress Party does not matter at all, sir. It is a matter.
Wonderful.
A young girl has lost her life.
I'll tell you something.
And that to a brutal murder.
With the permission of Vikram Singh Saab, with the permission of Vikram Singh Saab, Shubh, I know you want to come in, but you know, Shivam, I'll just take 10 seconds. Because you mentioned this case, I just recalled another story that Republic broke earlier. This is about Manohar Lal Khattar and what he said about Sandeep Singh. Are you aware? He's shielding his minister. He hasn't sacked him. Sandeep Singh is not arrested. Serious charges of sexual harassment. And this is exactly why questions are raised on political parties, because when it comes to their own people, you know, you will look for alibis. But otherwise, you are guilty of playing politics when it comes to sexual harassment cases, when it comes to this incident where you have questions being raised on the Delhi police.
I will respond to your question. Now, as far as the Manohar Lal Khattarji episode is concerned, Sandeep Singh episode is concerned, he has resigned as a sports minister. He has given the Department of Sports to the Chief Minister. One. So
why is he still a minister?
Now
why is that man still a free man? There are charges of sexual harassment. Your chief minister is defending him.
He's still a minister without portfolio.
Whosoever is guilty will be booked. The law will take its own course. So these are the lines ad nauseum we hear from netas when it comes to their own people.
Who was the jail minister?
Exactly.
Is behind the jail,
so you are playing politics now, no? Because you are now taking up Satyendra Jain, but you're forgetting Anjali. You're forgetting Anjali, you're forgetting Nidhi. And Shivam, I'll draw you back to Anjali because that's a story Republic is not forgetting. Shubh, what should be done?
It raises severe questions about what has not been done. There should have been suspensions. There should have been an internal investigation. Why was there a delay in the FIR filing? What was the inability that led to this entire, chain of events because of this girl, this taxpayer of Delhi, this woman who is stepping out to take care of her family, 3 dependents, mother who is on dialysis without a father and for the last 8 years. What exactly led to this chain of events whereby they are not able to get the justice? And the onus was on LG. Now I do not have any hopes because he just hangs his head in shame. And unfortunately, the central government, please do not stifle the voice of the women of Delhi. Please do not stifle the voice of the women of Delhi. Shame. It is a shame. It is a blot. The lieutenant governor has one job. The central government has one job. That is to ensure the law and order in Delhi. And that also they are not able to do.
It politicizing, so is the Aam Aadmi Party. And for the moment, I would request both of you to refrain from doing that. This issue is very serious. This is about a key witness in the entire case who possibly cannot even be trusted. I just want to give the last 30 seconds to Surendra Chauhan and the final comments then to Vikram Singh Saab as we'll wrap the show. Shivam, please. Surendra Chauhan, what should be done, sir? 30 seconds.
The time has come for Delhi police to show that yes, they really care for the women in Delhi. Fact of the matter is the investigation has to be done in a scientific manner. They have to come out of this traditional swings. Science is, technology is taking, advancement is there. So take care of scientific investigation. We have superior officers, senior intelligent officers. I feel that they can crack the case as early as possible.
Okay, you believe they can still crack the case? Vikram Singh Saab, I have to give you the last word, sir. Only 10 seconds I have.
There are
what is your advice to the Delhi police vis-a-vis Nidhi and all these revelations? Only Vikram Singh.
Transparent and expeditious investigation and absolutely unsparing whether a person belongs to any political party or not. That is of no consequence. Take all the tools in your resource and ensure that transparent and credible investigation is completed in due time.
Okay, and Republic will be on top of that story as always. Shubh and all gentlemen, thank you so much. We've completely run out of time. I quickly also want to take it across to Aishwarya, who's taking ahead this edition of The Burning Question.
Well, thank you, Deepthi. And on debate number 2 on The Burning Question today, what we've been seeing now, suddenly, it's not that it is happening for the first time, but then this sudden frequency of events. What is happening to us as a society when we travel in public transport, in a bus, in a train, and on a plane these days, viewers? In close consecutiveness, we've seen not 1, not 2, not 3, but at least multiple incidents. To be specific, in last 3 months, there have been 6 cases of unruly passengers, and that's a very mild word we are using. First, it was a passenger on an Indigo flight calling the air hostess a servant. You all saw that. Then back to back, 2 incidents of man urinating on a co-passenger. Just imagine. It's unimaginable. Anyone in his senses, anyone who's normal, cannot do such a thing. Cannot, I repeat. Cannot. Ask that question to yourself. Ask that question to yourself, viewers. Just imagine this happening, such kind of an incident, unruly behavior, intoxicated passengers misbehaving, while you are on that flight, or God forbid you are sitting right next, or one of your family members. This lady was 70 plus, equivalent to my mother's age. Imagine what trauma that person must have gone through. There was also an incident on an international flight where it was seen that Indian citizens were exchanging blows to each other, having a fist fight mid-air, 30,000 feet above in the air. You decided to do WWE. It's not normal. It's not normal. Intoxication, crossing every line, doing what you feel is right, not even caring about basic norms. Forget basic norms, the incidents which have come out of individual and adults who are, by the way, on very so-called well-to-do, well-respected jobs, private jobs, doing such things. It's just amazing. Deepthi has just handed me this paper, and I have to tell you this. On November 26, 2022, New York to Delhi Air India flight, passenger urinated on elderly female passenger. December 6, 2022, Paris New Delhi Air India flight, drunk passenger found smoking in lavatory. Imagine, smoking. December 16, 2022, Istanbul New Delhi Indigo flight, passenger tell air hostess, you are a servant. December 26, 2022, Thai Smile Airways passengers indulge into a fight, of whose visual we are showing you right now. January 6, 2023, Goa Mumbai, Go First flight, 2 international passengers misbehaved with cabin crew, and that's not it, viewers. January 9, this New Year's, Delhi Patna Indigo flight, 2 drunk flyers fought and misbehaved with a female flight attendant. What is this? I have a full panel. I have Parvez Damania, former executive editor, former executive director, KFA and aviation expert live. I have Ipshita Sharma, consultant and Kappa India and aviation expert. I have Captain Amit Singh, founder Safety Matters NGO, and Bijon Mishra, activist, live from Hyderabad. I'm asking you, Parvez Damania, if I'm not wrong, there was also a Damania Airways like long time back, early or mid 90s. Right, Mr. Damania? Can I have the foldback increased? So, Mr. Parvez Damania, you have a hands-on experience in running an airlines.
A number of airlines.
But what we are seeing, the kind of incidents we are seeing, Parvez Damania, no one can prepare their crew for such an incident. If a 30-plus man is not in his control to a point that he urinates on a 70-year-old co-passenger, What is happening?
No, nobody
Parvez
can
Damania.
expect a behavior like that. Nobody's trained for such a situation. Yes, people are trained to handle unruly passengers, but this is an absolutely exceptional and crazy thing that has happened. And I'm sure the crew tried their best to control the situation, but at a certain stage, if the passengers just goes completely crazy and does something as absurd as this, it would be really fox the crew how to handle the situation. But I'm seeing that, yes, the trend is moving very dangerously. People are misbehaving a lot. People are behaving in a very unruly manner. And I think it's time the government tightened the screws up, made laws stricter, because abroad the laws are very strict. People can be imprisoned. People can be fined, very heavy fines. In India, up till now, we have only the process of a no-fly list. So I'm sure the government is mulling and deciding and looking at the possibility of making the law stricter and taking the unruly passengers to task, immediate punishments and long-term on the no-fly list. I'm sure the government is working towards it because these incidents are becoming more and more regular and they are getting more and more shocking. I saw the way the people are fighting fist to fist on that.
No, but has the rowdy behavior,
Bangkok,
Parvez Damania,
Kolkata
become a
flight.
pattern in Indian airspace? No, but
Yes.
flight after flight, can airborne hooligans get away? I'm really asking
they should-
Captain Amit Singh. Flight after flight. Matlab, what
this
is
is a
happening? I am
global
saying
trend.
when the first incident came to light, it was mind-boggling, Captain Amit Singh. But we need to raise our voice now. That this hooliganism, this gundaism in mid-air, 30,000 feet up and higher, we need to speak up on the outrageous in-flight behavior of these individuals. Captain Singh.
This is a global trend, and we need to learn from what's happening abroad. EASA, the European regulator, has said that every 3 hours there is an incident like this, an occurrence. One flight diverts every month. We should look at the global trend, what actions they are taking in order to mitigate these things. People have been jailed for 9 years, fined $50,000, but we have a measly 30-day no-fly ban in place. So there has to be a comprehensive look at the whole process. And the flight attendants are getting harassed abroad. 1 in 5 flight attendant has reported an advance towards her. So this is a global trend, and the same pattern we are seeing in India. So we must learn from them, look at our laws, enforce what's happening, educate people. There is a campaign run by the European regulators and the Americans. They have a zero tolerance policy, or not on my flight. That is the hashtag, not on my flight. So that is displayed prominently in public areas, social media, advertisements. So people are told that this is acceptable and this is unacceptable behavior.
No,
So
I
nobody does it
understand.
deliberately, but
I understand, but Bijon is also joining me.
Captain,
Parvez
certain things
Damania,
are-
you've run your
Yeah.
own airlines.
Yes.
You're a former executive director, KF, but I am saying this. While Bijon Mishra joins in, you tell me, yes, stronger laws, yes. Stricter punishment, yes. But as a society, we
That is
say
what I mean. You
that
don't
we are
need
learning
to be
good
told
things
that you
from
cannot
good
urinate on other passengers.
Where are we going as a
things-
society?
Some things are just basic common sense. You
No,
cannot
this
be
doesn't need to be
trained or
taught to you.
You are flying business class. You are an educated person. You are working for a multinational company. You are not a 3-year-old child. So you don't need to be told and trained that you cannot
maximum
urinate on
occurrence
other passengers. I mean, even the sound of it sounds
happen
absurd.
under the influence
So
of alcohol.
people have to use common sense. People have
Bijon,
to
it's
use their own
alcohol
judgment
is the
and behave
root cause.
accordingly.
Absolutely.
You are in a
Parvez.
public space.
Parvez, absolutely.
You are not
Bijon
only
Mishra.
endangering your
Absolutely,
life, you are
Parvez.
endangering the life of the passengers around you by doing something so stupid.
No, that's true. But Bijon Mishra, should there be a more stringent tests happening? And should this alcohol on flights, that's an international policy issue. But is it only alcohol or is it something more? Because I'm still not
I
able
think
to understand.
People,
There
the
are
fear
35,
of, the
30
problem is
plus
the fear of law
individuals.
is not there.
No, Bijon,
People don't feel threatened by the law.
Bijon.
People think they can get away
Parvez
with it.
Damania, I'll
That
come
is
to
why
you.
this
Yeah,
is happening.
Bijon. How can they get away with by urinating on a 70-year-old woman? No. This is Aishwarya Bijon. Arnab is going to be up at 9. Yeah. The man himself is going to be up at 9. Yeah, Bijon. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Ashwarya. Okay, Ashwarya. Let me tell you very clearly. Let me tell you. You see, the issue is, I remember when we banned smoking in the aircrafts. I still recollect that I was to have been given a seat which is for no smoking, and Emirates forced me to fly on a seat which was for smokers. And I refused to take off from Dubai airport. And I reported this matter to Emirates, and they immediately intervened, and they made all their flights no smoking.
I can't hear anything.
And this is where we need to learn lessons.
Sorry?
That now the airlines have come to a place where they have to stop giving alcohol even at the lounge, because most of the people I have observed in the lounge, they get sozzled at the ground itself before they board the aircraft. All passengers should be checked in terms of the alcohol intake before they board. That is number one. Number two, you have to ensure that we make sure that the facilities for people to use toilets should be increased also. Because I've seen people waiting for hours. And, you know, there is a limit for passengers to sort of get into a stress.
Bijon.
But of course, I don't agree to the fact.
No, Bijon, that's right. Point number one taken, Bijon. Bijon, your point number one, 100% taken. But Parvez Damania, Captain Amit Singh, Bijon, point number two, the lavatory should be increased, toilet should be increased, yes.
No.
But under no circumstance, either of these two incidents, they were standing on a line, Parvez Damania. That's my point. They were not standing in a line.
No, 1 minute.
They were not standing on a line that they were in an emergency kind of a situation, that the nature call situation was going out of control. No.
1 minute.
They did it because they were not in their control. They did it on their co-passenger. Can you imagine the travesty, the trauma that person must have gone through, that 70-year-old lady, Parvez Damania?
You cannot increase toilets on a plane. These planes are designed and technically very sound. You cannot change toilets or increase or decrease toilet. And here the problem was not that he was waiting in queue and he was number 6 in the queue to go to the washroom and he could not control. I'm sure the washrooms must have been vacant. He just didn't reach the washroom. I think he was so drunk he didn't realize he was not at a washroom. So increasing the washrooms or something like that is no answer to this problem. The answer to this problem, people need to behave themselves. People need to use judgment, use common sense, and be more courteous to other people. And the fact is, the minute you start putting on no-fly list for longer, see, these are business people. Their life depends upon going up and down and flying to international or national destination. The minute you put these people on long no-fly lists, the more it can affect them. People will learn. People will learn very fast when they understand that the punishments are very serious. Right now, people think, kya hota hai? Kuch nahi hoga. You know, that is why people are getting away with it. So the government has
Captain
to come
Amit Singh.
down very
Can I have
strict,
Captain Amit Singh? And then Bijon again. Captain Amit Singh.
I should know how much I can drink. If I can drink 2
No, because Captain Amit Singh, I agree with Parvez Damania to an extent that a stronger action against those. Because if you see a fist fight happening, an argument can take place anywhere, Parvez. Captain Amit Singh, an argument can take place. Argument takes place. That's a reality. Arguments happen, fights happen. But when you are flying at 30,000 feet, you have 200, 100 people, 180 plus people sitting together. You decide to have a brawl. It's not that it only happens in India. There are visuals coming in on social media, on the social media platforms from across the world. As you said, every third flight. But I am saying, what needs to be done to control the situation? Should we get an air marshals on every flight? What should we do? Because I am saying,
so that's what I'm
at
saying.
The end of the day, Indians get scared of khaki.
It is a
so how do you
issue.
Control this?
So it has to be a multi-pronged action, not a single action.
Can I come?
So right now we are looking at only the business class.
Coming, Bijon coming after
this. As you said, it is happening all over the world, even in economy, brawls are happening. So it is a cultural issue and the society has to address it. So from the beginning, multi-pronged issue like education, from the education stage in schools, colleges, in social media, it has to be advertised. It has to be made a crime. A penal action has to be taken. So the consequences have to be shown. We do not show the consequences. Like if you smoke, the consequences are on the cigarette box, that this is the consequence, you'll have cancer
No,
and you
but
can
Captain,
die.
what should we say in the plane? Do not pee on other passengers. I mean, this sounds also so absurd.
That is-
What are we supposed to put placards that do not pee on other passengers? Please go to the toilet when you want to pee. I mean, this is common sense. You don't need to install something. No, this is just like educating people to do what? Use the toilet. It's not a 3-year-old kid that you're teaching the 3-year-old kid to go to the toilet here. I mean, educated person working for a
That's the irony, Parvez
Damania.
That's the irony. Parvez, you've got it. Parvez Damania, you've got it. It's not a 3-year-old. It's not a 3-year-old, and the irony is, Bijon, that the toddlers are waiting in line, but 30 plus, 40 plus individuals are not only fighting but peeing on their seats and on their co-passengers. What is happening to us as a society also? We used to laugh on such videos and say, look, how absurd is this? But now we are seeing it in our society. Bijon, yeah.
Ashwarya, the root cause is lack of fear. People are not at all scared. They know they can get away doing anything they want because they are connected somewhere, influential, so and so. And the biggest irony is that you can see with examples, then when they do also, they get away. They are not, arrested or taken to custody. They land comfortably and they vanish. Now, this is where we need to strengthen the mechanism. See, there will be always people misbehaving, uncouth behavior, rowdyism. It will always be there because we have TRJ to take care. Laws are there. But the point is the implementation. The airlines are also not scared. They can put the dirt under the carpet and get away. They don't want to listen to the customers.
Parvez Damania, countering. Parvez Damania.
No. Again, I'm telling you something. This has to be a team effort. The airlines also have to work very closely with DGCA. The airline should not overlook the smallest incident. They cannot say, chalo, inka compromise hoga, let it go, let's close the chapter. This is what happened on the flight. The airlines thought, let us close this chapter. This is sorted out. The 2 passengers have made peace, so let's not report it. The minute it should be very clear that if an incident like that happens, the air hostess will report to the pilot will report to ATC, and as soon as the plane lands, there will be police or BCAS people standing there to immediately arrest and
Captain, last words.
Abroad, the rules are very clear. If you are in video,
Absolutely, Captain Amit Singh.
the plane will be diverted to the closest airport.
Bijon, I'll come back to you.
And this has happened.
Captain is there, Captain Amit Singh. Captain Amit Singh. Captain Amit Singh, if you can hear me, Captain, do you feel that it's only the fear of the danda which is going to work? The fear of the danda?
No.
On the passengers, on such very specific, twisted minds?
Fear of the danda is the consequence. But why was the passenger served alcohol beyond the limit that he or she became intoxicated? That is the issue which led to the person behaving in a manner. So that is...
No, but what if they've already taken before takeoff? No, but there are lounges which serve alcohol across the world on all international airports. What if they take prior? What if they take prior to the takeoff? And they are not in their senses anyways when they get on?
You remember there was a case when a chief minister was so drunk in Germany that he was not allowed to get on the Lufthansa flight. If you remember, a case had happened which had come in the media.
Yeah, there was no confirmation on that, but yes, hearsay, yes. No, there was no confirmation on that, hence I would not comment.
Enter the aircraft, be in the aircraft or
but
leave the
incidents
aircraft.
do happen.
Prevention is
that's right.
Alcohol has to be controlled.
But Bijon Mishra, final words. Bijon Mishra, final words. I only feel danda for sure, and a very strong one on such hooligans. Because can these airborne hooligans be allowed to get away? No, Bijonda. But there's something more which needs to be done, and the airlines and the DGCA and all authorities involved should also need to basically up the ante.
Ashwarya,
Bijonda,
the most important issue is the chairman of Air India has confessed that they could have been better. Their complaint redressal and listening mechanism of passengers is very poor. Why did she have to write to the chairman to attract the attention if they had a compromise? They did not have a compromise.
That is right, Vijayanda. It should have handled by the staff itself. Paresh Damania, if your times would have been running today, I would have asked you to implement it right now. That if such complaint, even 1/10 of such a behavior, if this happens, the first person involved should have the authority to act and act with lightning speed on such hooligans. Because these airborne hooligans cannot be allowed to get away. That's the time I have. I know Parvez Damania, I know the process. But don't we have air marshals in US, even domestic flights? JetBlue and all those others, they have air marshals there. So something more needs to be done. Bijanda, Captain Amit Singh and Parvez Damania, thank you so much. That's the time I have, viewers, on debate number 2. Right after the break, the man himself, Arnab Goswami, on the debate at 9. Don't go anywhere. Right after the short break.
It is only the Republic Media Network's non-stop campaign, Arrest Shankar Mishra, is a national demand.
Sir, were you negligent? Sir, you didn't perform your duties. Sir, you didn't. Sir, what exactly is so you guys didn't fulfill your duty? Why are you not in your apologetic? Why are you not in your process? Why are you not in your... Shankar, are you ashamed? Shankar, are you ashamed of yourself? Shankar, are you...
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
A huge cache of arms and ammunition has been recovered by the security forces. This was an operation that was launched by the Indian Army when 2 suspects were seen moving towards the LOC on the Indian side. When they didn't stop, they were neutralized by the Indian Army. And these 2 are the weapons that have been recovered, along with other arms and ammunition. Several grenades too have been recovered. These are 2 automatic rifles that have been recovered, and these are the twin IEDs that these 2 terrorists were carrying.
देखिए तस्वीरें पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर की हैं और अखिलेश यादव इस वक्त अंदर में मौजूद हैं। सुबह ही मनीष जगन अग्रवाल की गिरफ्तारी हुई थी, जो कि समाजवादी पार्टी का जो मीडिया सेल है उसको वो